Diaphragmatic breathing is going to be the best to start on the ground so that you're not being tense. Diaphragmatic breathing is the proper way to breathe. We must practice this so that when we are in stress or when we're sleeping, we're still breathing at this rhythm and properly so that our body is functioning and flowing so that it doesn't feel like it needs to fight or take flight. So if we get on the ground and we have our legs up at a right angle, that's going to really allow us to relax more because our lower back isn't going to be arching and pulling with that tension if we have tight hips or if our hips are stuck in external rotation or internal rotation. So having our legs bent just a little bit takes that pressure off of your back. So now that we are on our back and our knees are bent and we feel like we can do a little wiggle and relax, let's go ahead and drop in. If we still feel tense somewhere, we need to figure out how to relieve that tension just for a second so that our body feels safe enough the next time to not use that aid. So if you're having neck tension, we can place a block or a book or something hard, not like a pillow, because a pillow is not going to really give us that level playing field. We want to have a book or a block so that we can lay our head there and then be gently relaxed, or we can simply have our neck gently relaxed. From this position, we are going to take our left hand and we are going to place that on our rib cage. Okay, so on the top, like on the front of your rib cage, where your rib cage separates, we want to put our hand there. We want to take our right hand and place that on our belly. Okay, once we have done this, we are going to find this lower tone. And then we are going to trickle this lower tone all the way up into an upper tone and find that full tone of diaphragmatic breathing. So we're going to make sure that our tongue is at the roof of our mouth and we have a slight suction. I also like to close my eyes because visualizing your breath going into these areas is key. Visualization is key to everything. And if you need to imagine water doing it, breath doing it, light doing it, anything moving through your body to expand this, that's really how this is going to happen, because that's how we're going to truly connect to our body through our mind and through our mind's creative eye going through the body. So let's go ahead and place our hands in these areas, tongue at the roof of the mouth with a slight suction. And we're going to breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds. We're not forcing anything. We want to feel our right hand get pressed by our belly, but that doesn't mean that we're throwing all of our air into our belly. We want to feel that air go into the right hand, trickle into the hips, and trickle on the outside and into the lower back. We want that whole cylinder to create a tone, not for everything to go into the belly. Okay. Once we feel a little bit of air expand 360 here, we are going to try and feel that 360 air trickle up into the ribs, but not just into the front of the ribs. We want to get them really into the sides of the ribs and into the back of the ribs, right where your back is. And as we exhale, we want to imagine relaxing into the ground, not tensing, not arching, just feeling our right hand drop down and our left hand start to drop down. We want to try to exhale for 8 seconds. And then we're going to breathe in for 4 seconds. Feeling the lower part of our core and our right hand expand into our left hand and rib cage, but 360, so make sure you get it on the sides. Imagine that air and imagine that exhale, relaxing everything. Now we want to move this tone up. So we are going to take our left hand and place it on the upper part of our chest, and our right hand where our rib cage meets, where our left hand was to begin with. Now that we have established this lower tone, we're going to really feel that warmth already. We feel where the belly button is and where the hips are, and the lower back is nice and warm, starting to open up and flow that air and fluid around. Now we are going to go ahead and feel that lower part with our mind and breathe into it. And then we are going to feel where our right hand is, and in a 360 cylinder, breathe into that. And then now that we have our left hand on our upper part of our chest, we feel air going into the upper part of our chest and into our armpits and into the back of our upper ribs and possibly even our neck. And when we exhale, we feel the belly button start to drop towards the ground, the ribs start to fall towards the ground, and now the chest is crushing in and relaxing the neck and the spine and the shoulders. And we want to imagine this wave every time as we breathe in into the lower abdominal, lower back, hip region, pelvic floor, then into our ribs and our sides, and then coming into our upper chest, armpits, neck, and upper ribs and back. And that's laying diaphragmatic breathing.